In the suburban side, I learned to drive, and you told me that we would never survive. Grab your mother's keys, we're leaving now. Hey, everybody, guess what? I have a Pink Floyd shirt on, if you can see it. I don't have an Arcade Fire shirt on, unfortunately. So in case you haven't noticed, we're going to be talking about the season 6 episode, Arcadia. Very excited to talk about this episode. Not only is it my favorite episode from season 6, Arcadia is in my top 5 X-Files episodes. However, big disclaimer here. If you're a fan of the episode Arcadia, you might be a little disappointed because I have a love-hate relationship with it. And I'm going to explain that in a bit. I want to talk first about all the things I love about this episode. Okay, so if you haven't watched the episode, it's about Mulder and Scully, and they're going undercover as a married couple to this suburb called Arcadia, and it's like this super upper class community. It has a lot of stuck up people in it, and they're going undercover to investigate the death of the Kleins, who disappeared under mysterious circumstances. As it turns out, the people in the suburb are holding new homeowners to these really trivial rules, what color is your mailbox, or is your welcome mat up to standard? And if they don't follow these rules, a giant trash monster comes out of the ground and kills them. So this may sound like a silly premise, but it's something that comes up in the X-Files a lot. Our Town is a good example. Chimera is a good example, where you have this Home is a good example, where you have a very idyllic situation, and there's a very dark and dirty undercurrent to this nice American small town. The X-Files loves to do that. It's kind of like the sentient AI plot. They recycle it a lot. Anyway, I'd also like to add, I grew up as a poor kid, and I went to a school with a lot of upper class rich kids. Classism was a big deal in the environment I grew up in when I was a kid. So episodes like this, they might seem silly to other people. I can 100% see rich upper class people doing something like this, minus the trash monster. Classism is a bitch. So first I want to talk about all the things I love about this episode, because there are so damn many. First of all, it's just funny as hell. Mulder and Scully, who are married anyway, going undercover as a married couple and kind of fulfilling the fantasy of all of us fan fiction writers. Mulder's putting his whole chest into it. This episode's full of great one-liners. He tells Scully, "Just admit it. You just want to play house." And I'm always like, "Nah, son, you just want to play house." He wants to hold her hand. He wants to have his arm around her shoulder. He's just telling everyone in Arcadia, "Hey, this is my wife, Laura." They go undercover as Rob and Laura Petrie. They can't even get their names right, which brings up a whole batch of questions. When they first meet the welcome wagon lady, Mulder's like, "I'm Rob Petrie, and this is my beautiful wife Laura." And Scully's like, "Actually, it's Petrie." And he's like the dish. And I'm like, did these guys they didn't rehearse this at all? when Skinner assigned them, he was like, "You're going undercover. You're gonna need like aliases." Mulder and Scully didn't even rehearse this, did they? They didn't read the guidebook that comes with the new homeowners in Arcadia. Um, when they have dinner with the Schroders ask them, like, where did you guys meet? And they're like, nonplussed, and Mulder's like, a UFO convention. And they didn't even rehearse their backstory. Like, Mulder and Scully, I know you just wanted to play house, but you could have at least put some effort, put at least half of your ass into this, okay? So, that's as funny as hell. The townspeople are stupid as fuck, and I love them. The Schroders, Mr. Gogolak, who only talks in cliches. Big Mike, the welcome wagon lady at the beginning. They're like the townsfolk in Humbug. Like, I just want to hang out with them and get to know them. Like, they're so interesting. Again, they're stupid as fuck. Like, did none of these people watch an episode of the Dick Van Dyke Show? And they can't understand that this married couple can't get their last names right. Like, they can't agree on that. Like, they're pretty fucking stupid, and I love them. Let's just say I love to hate them. Okay. And the monster's pretty cool. It's kind of campy, like the Fluke Man or the wolf monster in Shapes. But you know what? Like, we're in a campy episode. Like, we're all having fun watching this campy episode. Like, you know, Arcadia is all the things I love about an X-Files episode. It's creepy, but it's also kind of wacky. And I think the X-Files works the best when it's not taking itself too seriously. When the X-Files takes itself a little too seriously, I kind of get turned off by it. Arcadia is a great episode where it's like, you know what, this is some fucked up shit, but we're going to have a little fun with it too. And that's really great. So, all the things I love about the episode, the acting, David and Jillian, their chemistry is fucking vibing. I mean, they are on it. Lots of cute MSR moments. Lots of great one-liners. My daughter says her favorite MSR moment is when Mulder, playing Rob Petrie, yells at Scully and he's like, "Woman, get back in here and make me a sandwich." And Scully throws her gloves at his face, and he has the cutest little bewildered look. However, I said I had a love-hate relationship with this episode, so now it's time to get to the hate. And you might be asking, you know, this is in your top 5 X-Files episodes. Like, why do you hate it? And I'm going to tell you why I hate Arcadia. And the answer is Fox William Mulder. I'll go in later why season 6 Mulder fucking infuriates me. I'll do a whole video about that when we get to How the Ghost Stole Christmas. But, okay, Mulder in this episode, his behavior is inexcusable for a lot of reasons. And that's the reason why I have a love-hate relationship with this episode. As much as I love the things I love, his behavior, I fucking hate it. So, in the episode, Mulder wants to play house, and he doesn't just want to play house, he wants to make house with Scully. He's definitely more suggestive to her than he's ever been. And I guess that's up to your explanation. Maybe he's just super excited to be under this alias where he believes he has the freedom to do that. But he's inviting her into his bed. He has his arms around her. He wants to kiss her. He obviously wants to have sex with her in this episode. And Scully is so damn uncomfortable. Like, when I watched it when I was 13, compared to how I watch it now when I'm 37. It's cringy. Like, I get secondhand embarrassment, watching how uncomfortable he makes her. She obviously doesn't want it, okay? And I found this fucker on Tumblr, and they said, oh, she almost kissed him in the hallway in Fight the Future. Why wouldn't she kiss him now? First of all, fuck you. Because a person can change their mind based on who they want to consent to romance with. All right, so fuck you. Second of all, like, that's fucked up enough. Scully obviously doesn't want this. And from the moment she, like, backs off from him, she puts her arms up like this in the beginning scene, Mulder should have fucking backed off. All right, it doesn't matter if you're under an alias, okay? And he's even doing this bullshit when they're alone, like patting the bed, wanting her to come to bed with him, saying the thrill is gone. Like, Mulder, get the fuck out, man. Like, she said no to you. You should back off, man. That's fucked up. But what makes it even more fucked up is up until this point in season 6, Mulder has treated Scully like shit. No wonder she doesn't want to engage in any of this with him, or even consider engaging in any of this with him. He is consorting with Diana Fowley, the harpy, at every fucking turn. Okay? He's belittling Scully. He's undermining her views. He's constantly siding with Diana Fowley, which Scully, not to mention every other fucking person, including his best friends, the lone gunmen, have warned him is bad fucking news. And he's giving Scully every reason not to be comfortable with him. And then in Arcadia, he pulls this shit, and he's like, Scully, sleep with me. Scully, like, kiss me. Scully, let me put my arm around your shoulder, because, we're under this alias, and I can get away with that. And his behavior fucking annoys me, and I fucking hate it. It doesn't annoy me. It infuriates me. Mulder, you stink. You stink like the landfill Arcadia is built on. Mulder, you stink. You stink like the trash monster that comes out of the ground and tries to eviscerate people. Mulder, you stink. So, like, if Scully had been 100% comfortable with him, and he was putting his arms around her, and he was inviting her into his bed, and he was kissing her, yeah, that would have been as charming as hell, and I would have squeed over it and wrote a jillion fanfics over it. But I can't love it. I can't love that behavior. It's fucked up. And so that's my love-hate relationship with this episode. I love the things I love, but I fucking hate Mulder's behavior. So that's my love-hate relationship with Arcadia. Thanks for bearing with me. There was a lot of cussing in this episode. There was a lot of cussing in the last episode. And thanks for bearing with my voice. I have a cold. My voice does not sound sexy when I have a cold, by the way. And thanks for bearing with my singing. I kind of want to sing a lot in these videos. I put out a poll on Twitter about what episode I should review next, and I think it's going to be Monday. Another season 6 episode that's very underrated, but very, very good. And I'll explain why in our next video. So have a great day. Look out for trash monsters and rich-ass upper-class people.